So the Armory update for CS2 has been out for a couple of weeks now, and we are seeing some big price movement, some big price action swings, and a lot of this is not great news if you have been buying Armory stuff, if you've been holding Armory stuff, or if you've been waiting for your 7-day restrictions to kind of pass or go away or whatever. So I am Jerm, a CS2 investor, collector, and cash trader. In this video today, we're going to be taking a look at where the Armory items have been headed over the past week or so, where maybe the items are headed in the future, and what you guys can maybe do about this, or just what to think about this information overall. First, I want to mention my cash trading business real quick. If you guys are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, turn them into cold, hard cash, or crypto, or any other payment method, definitely hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. Definitely trying to get some more deals done, some more expensive deals done, looking for some cool items. You guys have, especially gloves, knives, high-tier skins, high-tier stickers, cases in bulk, stuff like that. Trying to get, some meaningful deals done, help you guys cash out some of your stuff to get some money IRL to do whatever you need, or just even to change up your portfolio, change up your inventory, whatever. And of course, by selling them, you're helping support me, my channel, and my content. So with that being said, let's get right into this video today. And yeah, you can see here, the ROIs are dropping very, very, very fast. There was once upon a time where opening up all the different collections was profitable. Opening up all the charms and stickers was insanely profitable. And really only the bad way ever to redeem your stars throughout the Armory Pass so far has been that Desert Eagle Heat Treated. And that still remains a terrible way to redeem your stars. That Desert Eagle Heat Treated right now sitting at a 38% ROI with only a 3% chance of actually profiting. Obviously, you have to hit one of those really rare patterns or get it factory new with some nice pattern, blah, blah, blah. I don't really know. I don't really care. I haven't been looking at the Desert Eagle Heat Treated too much. I just know if you're clicking unbox on this thing, you are going to be expected to lose some money. You're losing expected value for sure. But now, we actually have, this is according to Steam prices right now on October 22nd, all the collections will actually be losing you money as well. These things went unprofitable very, very, very quickly. And again, we still have so much time left in the Armory update. We don't even know how long it's going to be. We can kind of expect it's going to be at least 3 months, since that's when the limited edition time is set to run out on Desert Eagle Heat Treated. So if that's a limited edition item, then all the other stuff should, we suppose, or we assume, last even longer. But are these specific items going to last in the Armory for 6 months, 9 months, a year, more than a year? We don't really know. The fact that all these have already gone pretty unprofitable, or have already gone unprofitable, is a little bit of a warning sign. Now, prices do not necessarily have to go straight down. Prices, I think, will move up and down for sure. At some point, people might realize, hey, these are a bad way to redeem our stars. They might stop redeeming them, and then, hey, eventually, supply and demand, the price could go back up. Or people could be like, oh, hey, some of these prices are too cheap. Like, oh, I didn't know I could get a CMYK for this cheap. Oh, I didn't know I could get an M4A1S Fade for this cheap. That could also increase some of the price as well. So it doesn't necessarily mean the prices are just going to go straight down, but I think most people do assume, as long as the Armory update and these items specifically stay in the Armory, that prices will kind of slowly go down over time. But for now, the graphic design collection actually went from the best, most profitable thing to unbox as far as the collections go to actually the least. Now both the sticker collections are getting closer and closer to like break even. Character craft still kind of staying right above at 108. Elemental craft stickers still doing pretty strong at 120%. To me, that's always been the better of the two sticker collections. I've been kind of vouching for that. Elemental craft stickers is one of maybe my favorite purchase and favorite long-term investments from this whole thing. But then we still have the charms that are still holding up the best. Now, again, even the charms have seen a very, very steep drop-off, but those small arms charms sitting at 141%, those do seem to be the big winners from the Armory update so far, and that is definitely something to keep an eye out on, and I think some of those more rare patterns and more desirable patterns will probably be pretty good holds for the long term. We'll have to wait and see, but obviously, if you've been holding items as far as investing goes, that was never a great idea. So you have been losing, but you've probably been deservedly losing, because that's kind of a stupid idea for you to do in the first place. Because again, it doesn't really make sense to invest in items that we don't know how long they're going to be in the shop. And while they're still actively being redeemed in the shop, that's not always the best time to buy stuff. You should buy stuff maybe once we know when the Armory update is going to be gone, or once these items get removed or something like that. But I do feel more for the people who have been just waiting for those 7-day market restrictions and then have kind of gotten hit by this pretty hard, because that is pretty frustrating. That does definitely suck. But the one good thing here is if prices do continue to drop, and if we do expect prices to go down over time, and they do go down over time or whatever, that could be actually where we get some of the interesting investment opportunities. I do think investing in some of the skins from these collections, as far as like their trade up potential, they could go up over time, could actually be decent. I do think some of the stickers actually could be decent investing potential if their prices go down low enough, because they are actually the only consumable items from this whole set, with Desert Eagle Heat Treated not being able to be consumed. We have the charms that can't be consumed. Yes, you do have the middle tier skins in the collections that can be consumed, but as you know, the elemental stickers and the character stickers being some of the only real consumable items in this whole thing actually means, hey, their supply is going to go down over time. That actually could be pretty interesting. So if you are an investor and are hoping to get a good entry point, entry price on some of these items, it actually is maybe good news for you that these things are continuing to drop. Or if you just want to buy them for play skins or because you want to buy some cool charms or stickers or whatever, hey, these things being more affordable maybe isn't the worst thing in the world, but everything is kind of dropping as of late. I want to take a look at some of these individual items and prices. We do have the Desert Eagle Heat Treated and Factory Nude. This is down 18%, almost 19% in the past 5 days. These are Steam prices. Obviously, you have some random kind of upticks here, whether that be, rare patterns or whatever, low floats or just, blue gems. But yeah, overall, down about 19% in the last 5 days. We have the AK-47B, the Mantra and Factory Nude. This thing was holding up pretty strong for a while, but it's now down 22% in the past 5 days as well, down to about $1,100. Again, this is in terms of Steam prices, so generally you should be able to get this stuff for even cheaper on third-party marketplaces, but it's just something you're going to have to keep an eye out for. We have the AWP CMYK. Thing is down also about 20%, 19.7% in the past 5 days, down under $1,000 now. Again, this is one that's pretty controversial. Most people think this thing doesn't look very good, and when people are comparing it to stuff like, the Prince or the Gungnir or some other very, very iconic AWP skins we've got in the game, I think most people kind of agree that this thing doesn't necessarily make sense to have that highest price tag, and this makes this collection overall not necessarily have the highest demand, and that's obviously going to hurt a lot of the skins over time in terms of their ROI. And in terms of their overall value, because people just don't really seem to like this collection as much. I don't really blame them. We have the M4A1S Fade, obviously been kind of the most popular and iconic item from this whole thing. Desert Eagle Heat Treated has been pretty iconic as well, but the M4A1S Fade is definitely a big deal in this new Armory update. This thing's down 5% in the past 5 days, so this thing's maybe holding up a little bit better than some others. I know this thing right away in the early days of items becoming marketable saw this big steep drop off, kind of bounce back, so maybe the Fade has already seen some of its downward movement. Maybe it's going to stabilize and steady out a little bit better than most things. It also has some of the most genuine demand from all these items as well, so maybe it's a little bit less susceptible to some of the swings in the market and stuff like that, and some of the volatility, because people genuinely want this thing and are going to continue to be buying it because it's a pretty cool skin at the end of the day. We have the Gallery Case in the past 5 days. This thing's actually up 2.78%. Again, the Gallery Case is another one of these things that we did see drop off very steeply. It's actually bounced back. The fact that this thing's in the green or it's holding pretty steady, I think is a great sign. This is actually still a profitable item to redeem as well. So again, a lot of items are becoming unprofitable to redeem. Gallery Case still seems pretty good. Seems like a nice way to just make, a small amount of profit on your gallery passes, and it still makes sense to buy those armory passes or whatever they're called. I don't know why I call them gallery passes, to buy those armory passes and actually still, get some money from playing the game. Does seem a pretty good way. But also the Gallery Case, I do think is one of the best long-term investments as well. If this does end up being a discontinued case, and this is a case that people could only get from actually playing the game, not even from just like buying stars or anything like that, I don't think the supply should be too insane, too massive, too ridiculous. It's going to be big. There's going to be a lot of these out there, but it could end up being a very, very strong investment in terms of a discontinued case if it does end up going the route of discontinued. I know there's some people out there that are like, oh, what if it gets added to the active drop pool or whatever? I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to go discontinued. I think it's going to be a good long-term hold. And in the short term, this thing's holding up better than a lot of the other items. We have some of the charms. We have the Baby Carrot T down 17% in the past 5 days. Obviously, that one's going to depend a lot about all the charms, especially those small arm charms are going to depend on the colors and the different variations, everything you get. We have the Diamond Dog charm. This is a pretty popular one from the Sausage Collection. This thing's down 22% in the past 5 days. The stickers, Ruby Wave Lenticular, I think one of the coolest stickers in the whole thing. This thing's down 32% in the past 5 days. Then we have the Taste Buddy Hollow. I want to get one of the Character Craft stickers in there as well. Down 28% in the past 5 days. So everything is dropping. Everything is crashing very hard right now. But again, it doesn't necessarily mean this is going to be a straight line down to zero or pennies or whatever. It could definitely go up and down from here. Maybe there'll be good weeks, bad weeks for the Armory items. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But at least for now, ROIs are tanking, prices are tanking, and hopefully you guys aren't getting hurt too bad out there. But that's pretty much it for this video today. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.